Hi friends, today we are going to see an important topic, obesity. In obesity, today we will discuss about its evaluation, how to assess obesity and its management. First, what is obesity? So this we all know that it is increase in adipose tissue mass. Excess of fat cells is called as obesity. So we have many measurements to assess or to measure the obesity. First and very important one is body mass index. Body mass index is nothing but calculated with our weight and height. Weight in kg divided by height in meter square. So that is body mass index or BMI. This is very important measurement in obesity. Based on this, we have classification to categorize it as either it is underweight or overweight or obese type 1, type 2 and type 3. And second important measurement is waist circumference. So in waist circumference for male, if it is more than or equal to 90 centimeter of waist circumference, then we will call it as obese, and more than or equal to 80 centimeter in female, we will call it as obese. Where to measure this waist circumference? That is at iliac crest. So iliac crest is nothing but the top layer of our pelvic bone. Above this we have to measure our waist circumference. And third measurement is waist to hip ratio. We have to take the circumference of waist and also the hip. Based on this ratio, if for women, if it is more than 0.9, we will call them as obese, and for male it is more than 1. That is waist to hip ratio. And fourth, we have to check for our lipid profiles. Lipid profiles, it is total cholesterol, triglycerides, low density lipoprotein level, HDL and VLDL. All this will give whether the obesity is only obesity or it is with any other comorbidities. And fifth one is our treadmill test to assess our physical activity or how much of capability for us to do our physical activities with the obesity. So next we will see the classification of BMI. For BMI, based on the calculations, we will categorize it as underweight, normal or healthy individual, overweight and obese type 1, type 2 and type 3. In underweight, our BMI, that is weight in kg divided by height in meter square. Based on that, if it is less than 18.5, we will categorize them as underweight. And 18.5 to 24.9, it is normal or healthy individual. So this is very important. Our BMI should fall under 18.5 to 24.9 to call as normal BMI. If it is more than 24.9, then it is overweight. 25 to 29.9 is overweight. If it is 30 to 34.9, it is obese type 1 and we are in high risk. If BMI is 35 to 39.9, then it is obese type 2 and very high risk. And if it is more than 40, then it is obese type 3 with severe risk and there will be presence of comorbidities. So this is BMI classification and also evaluation. Now we will go for the management. The first and foremost management is our diet therapy, and then along with diet therapy we should have some physical activity, and third and foremost is behavioral modification. Then it comes our pharmacotherapy and our surgeries. So now we will see diet therapy. So in diet therapy, there is always a decrease in calories. From our normal intake of around 2200 to 3000 kilocalories, we have to decrease our calories by 500 to 1000 kilocalories per day. From our normal intake, we have to reduce this much of calories per day. And goal is the total decrease of 7 to 8% of weight loss we are expecting by this diet therapy, or 1 to 2 lbs per week. This is our goal of this diet therapy. And for carbohydrate, protein and fat, we should know the proportion. For carbohydrate, always it is in higher proportions, 45 to 65%, and for protein it is 10 to 35%, and for fat it is 20 to 35%. So this much of carbohydrate, protein and fat we can take, but in fat, our saturated fat, that is our fried food items, all those will come under oils, all will come under saturated fat. Their intake should be less than 10% in this fat percentage. And cholesterol also, there should be decrease in cholesterol intake by less than 300 milligram per day. So this is very important for our diet therapy. And along with diet therapy, there is one more thing, that is very low calorie diet. Already here we have decreased our calories. Then what is that very low calorie diet? So here we have reduced our calories by 500 to 1000. For example, if a person is taking around 3000 kilocalories per day, in a normal diet therapy, we are expecting him to reduce 1000 kilocalories. Then he can take around 2000 kilocalories per day. So this is in our normal diet therapy for obese individual. But in very low calorie diet, we have to take only 800 kilocalories per day. Then only we can expect rapid weight loss. How much is our rapid weight loss? We are expecting around 13 to 20 kgs weight loss in 3 to 6 months. Okay, we have to take only 800 kilocalories per day and we are expecting around 13 to 20 kgs weight loss in 3 to 6 months. But for whom it is? For whom we have to follow very low calorie diet is patients who are under BMI more than or equal to 30 with comorbidities. And those comorbidities are like, by following this very low calorie diet, they can decrease their comorbidities. For example, type 2 diabetes mellitus, hypertriglyceridemia, obstructive sleep apnea. In those conditions, if they are going to decrease their weight, they will get improved. So for these patients, and the patient should be highly motivated. That is, he should follow this for a long time. Only with high motivation we can expect the person to follow this much of low calorie diet. So for those persons we can follow very low calorie diet. But what is the risk? In calorie intake, I said it should be around 800 kilocalories per day. But here the proportion of protein will be higher. Around 50 to 80 grams of protein we should take per day. And 100% vitamins and minerals should be in their food. But in very low calorie diet, the patients are having high risk of developing gallstones. Hence, we should prevent this, or we should take care of avoiding those risks in very low calorie diet person. So now the diet therapy is over. Now we will see the next important one, physical activity. Always the diet therapy alone won't give any good success. As like that, physical activity alone will also won't give good success. Physical activity will be only giving moderate weight loss. Only when it is combined with diet therapy, physical activity plus diet will give 100% weight loss. So what is the physical activity? We are expecting those obese individuals to follow at least 150 minutes of aerobic exercise per week, or a minimum of 75 minutes per week of good aerobic exercise. We can split it as daily 10 minutes of brisk walking, jogging, climbing upstairs, like that. So those physical activities we are expecting, and they should avoid excessive sitting. And next important therapy is behavioral therapy. As I already said, only if the patients are highly motivated, they can follow all these therapies, diet therapy and physical activity. Along with that, there should be some changes in behavior. That is, they should avoid excessive sitting in front of TVs or with social medias, and they should take some small proportioned foods. Like that, they should change their behavior. Then only all this is going to work. If the patient fails to follow all these therapy, or if all this physical activity and diet are not going to work, then comes our pharmacotherapy. So pharmacotherapy is, we are going to give some drugs to reduce their weight. This will fall under two categories. One is appetite suppressant. We should decrease the patient's hunger. And second, we should decrease some absorption of fat from their intestine. So these are the two categories, and there are many drugs which are available under these categories. And if this pharmacotherapy is also not going to work, then comes the final thing, surgery. So the surgery is called bariatric surgery, that is weight loss surgery. So here we will be introducing either a band to decrease the amount of intake of food, or we are going to cut out a part of stomach, that is called sleeve gastrectomy, or we will remove a part of stomach like this, and instead of this portion of stomach we are going to introduce our intestine into this. Hence our absorption area of stomach will be less, and hence our intake of food will be less, and finally the total intake will be decreasing, leading to weight loss. So these are all the different kinds of managements, but the very important management in obesity is always diet therapy with physical activity. Thank you.